Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel we talk about building your spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be talking about the Strength card. I'm going to be showing you my gorgeous cheat sheets, which are available in my Etsy shop, as part of describing the symbolism to you. And we are going to be going into a deep dive of the Rider-Waite-Smith Strength card. Now, if you are thinking to yourself, Elizabeth, I'm bored with Rider-Waite-Smith, let me tell you, by the time we have finished all of the symbolism videos for each one of the cards, and there will be a lot of them. I'm thinking for the minor arcana, we'll probably do them in groups so that I can talk a lot about the numerology. But for the major arcana, we're going to go through one at a time. So it's going to be at least 32 videos. So if you watch them all, you're going to be really, really busy. If you are wanting to really understand why the Rider-Waite-Smith is a world famous deck, these videos are going to give you that answer. Because if you look at the images and you think they're old fashioned, and yes they are, the deck was released in 1909. If you look at the images and you think they're old fashioned and you can't really see what the value is in them, just watch this video and you're going to be looking at this deck with a very new set of eyes. So let's spin the camera around and have a look in depth of the symbolism of the Strength card. So today we are going to be talking about the Strength card. Now, if you're interested in this larger card that I'm using, they're a US Games deck, and it's called the Giant Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And the reason I use it is it's just a little bit bigger and makes it a little bit easier to see the cards. I've also got a smaller deck that I'm going to be using today, which is just the Rider-Waite-Smith, US Games Rider-Waite-Smith deck in the yellow packet. And the reason I use this deck is it is supposed to be the closest representation of the colours originally intended by Arthur Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith when they created the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And of course, the colours are as significant as the images in the card. So that's the decks I'm using. These sheets here are in my Etsy shop, and if you're interested in following along with our series on the cards, these are great because they give you that deeper understanding. And the reason I created them was I knew as soon as I started talking about the cards, you would all say, but Elizabeth, we want your notes. So you can have my notes, and they're available in a pack with my Strength, with my symbolism cheat sheets. There is one for every single card, and also this sheet, which I talked about right at the very beginning of this series, where I show you how to fill this out and really understand the meaning of the card on a deeper level, using the symbolism but coming up with your own interpretation of the meaning based on the traditional meaning, if that makes sense. So there is a pack, and I'll put the link in the comments if you would like to purchase it in my Etsy shop. And it has 1, 2, 3 of these sheets. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about the Golden Dawn symbolism, which is on the front, and then I am going to talk about the colors and the other symbolism, which is on the back of the sheet. So let's have a look at the Strength card. Now, let's start with the numerology. I like to start with numerology because I think the numerology symbolism is just so powerful. And unless you actually take the time to look at it, you don't even think about the power of the numbers and how the numbers can teach you so much about the meaning of the card. So the number 8 is about balance and power. So if we think about balance and power, Number 2 is about finding balance. Number 2 is that power of the unity of the two. And if you look at this card, we're looking at conscious, where she's sitting in front of us, and then the veil that separates the unconscious. We're looking at feminine and masculine energy and the blending of that energy and the importance of the blending of that energy to create that balance, to create the stability in the two. The 4, or the Emperor, is the card of strength. So 4 is strength and power, and together we are looking at number 8, or 2 times 4, which is that power of strength with compassion and depth of being and how you are in the world. So if we look at number 8, excuse me, you can see here that she is controlling the uncontrollable. Lions are a wild animal. They're unpredictable. They are an animal that could turn on you at any time. And yet I'm not sure she's gently opening his mouth or she's stroking his mane. But he is there with her, not because she has a whip or a cage or she's screaming at him, but because she's using her compassion. If we look at the Star card, now the Star card is the next major arcana card, which links in with number 8, because the Star card is number 7, and it is the card, you would add 1 and 7 to create 8. And the Star card is about finding our strength through our creativity, through our balance of contributing the goodness in ourselves, both into the pool or into the universal unconscious and into the conscious world or the land. And so you then create this beautiful fertile garden. Now I will go into depth. I've already done the Empress and the High Priestess and the Emperor. So if you want to see those cards and the detail of their symbolism, I have those videos available in my playlist. So I'll have the link to the playlist in the description box. Make sure you have a good look at the description box because I have links to goodies down there as well for you. So the Star will be, of course, when we get to card 17, I will go into greater detail about the meaning of that card. So the Strength card is card number 8. It's about the compassion that we have around our strength. If we're thinking of astrology, we're looking at it. This is the attribution, or the Golden Dawn attribution for this card is Leo. And we know that Leo is the leader. That's the very strong attribution or personality attribution if your sun sign is Leo. And we know in the positive, people who are Leo are able to lead. They lead with compassion. They have this wonderful ability to bring everybody along with them to the greater good. In the negative, and there's always a negative side to every personality, they can become self-obsessed, they can become bossy, overbearing, or even toxic in their way of trying to control others. So again, it's about finding that balance. If we think about Leo and where else Leo appears in the deck, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, and here as one of the fixed signs, Leo sits here in the corner of the card. And in the Wheel of Fortune, we're looking at the astrological signs as a symbol of our wisdom and way of being in the world, which of course is still in development because we're halfway through the minor arcana. And then if we have a look at the World card, in fact, I'll put those there. I like to show you these cards just to remind you, especially if you're learning. the World card, you can see that Leo, the lion, has come into full color, and the head is, looking straight at you from the corner of the card, and that's showing all the wisdom that's been gained as you travel through the major arcana. The Hebrew letter Tet, or snake, is the Hebrew letter for this card. And we know that the Hebrew letter attributions came from, who did they come from? Eliphas Levi. He's the first person attributed with going down that pathway of looking at the Hebrew letters and how they might apply to the cards. Do we need to learn all this off by heart? Do we need to know all of the pathways and all of that stuff? No, we don't. But it's really helpful to know about it and read about it and internalize it to help you understand the deeper meaning of the card. So this is Tet, or Tithe. Again, I apologize for my pronunciation, is the 9th Hebrew letter, and it has this meaning of a basket. And when you look at the letter here, you can see that often the letters are very symbolic of their meaning. And the basket is about finding the good in everything, that even when bad things happen, that we can always find our goodness, our kindness, the positivity, and this importance of stepping out on the right pathway and taking the goodness with us with the letter Tet. If we look here on the Tree of Life, you're looking at the 8th pathway, the 8th key, the 19th path, and we are going from strength to mercy with the symbol of the snake. And the snake, of course, is wisdom. We think of snakes as being poisonous and scary and all of those things. But the reason that the snake was present in the Garden of Eden was not because the snake was evil. It was because the snake was representing to Adam and Eve wisdom. So we're looking at wisdom here, our strength, and our mercy. So you can see these meanings being reflected in the card. Again, classical element of fire, which is the Golden Dawn attribution. And fire is actually, I show you here, I actually have astrological pages that reflect, and I might even have the Leo one here if we're lucky. So you can see here I have astrological cheat sheets, and these show you the placement. You can see Leo here, the strength card in the aspect of Leo here, connected to the sun, which is the planet that rules Leo. You've got your minor arcana here and the major arcana on the outside. So you've got 5, 6, and 7 of wands, and the Knight of Swords pulls the astrological sign across from Cancer through to Leo. So that is the astrological layout of the cards according to the Golden Dawn, and you can also buy these in my Etsy shop. I've also got a blow up that comes with it that shows you all the cards on the astrological wheel. So I will make a link to those available in the comments as well if you are interested. So classical element fire. So we're looking at a fixed sign of fire, which is strength and action. And again, strong strength and action tempered by compassion. So let's have a look at the other symbolism, which is on the back of the cheat sheet. So again, the yellow symbolism, yellow sky, we know this links back to the story of Icarus and this taking a risk, putting yourself out there and being mindful not to push yourself too hard, not to push the envelope too hard out there in the world, because if you push too hard, there is a risk that, of course, everything will come crashing down, as poor Icarus did with his wax wings. The blue mountains in the background are about clarity, emotional clarity in your life journey. Here, there's an innocence about this lady. She's not bringing her preconceived ideas. She's not bringing her strength to the lion with a toxic, overbearing attitude. She is coming there on an equal footing with the lion to work with the lion, to take, a little bit of the lion's strength, but in a way that is not overbearing and controlling of the lion. The orange symbolism here, and again, orange is a mixture of yellow and red. Now, often the mixture of yellow and red is about passion and clarity. So, again, you've got hashes here. I'm not sure. Again, they had difficulty printing the deck. What happened was, Pamela Coleman-Smith had an idea of the colours she wanted in the deck, and she hand painted all of the cards because she was actually a backdrop painter for theatre, believe it or not. And you can sort of see that in the card coming through in the cards with what she designed. And of course, when they came to print them, they couldn't do the colours. So I've talked about this as maybe being orange, but maybe she was trying, they were trying to create the look of fur, a brown shade. I'm not sure. All right, so let's look at the other symbols. So you've got this lemniscate or infinity sign, which is about vibrancy and vitality. And we see this lemniscate over the magician card number 1, which is about standing in your power, standing in your strength, and being aware that there can be negativity, there can be a relentless repetition in life, but having that strength to stand beyond that. Then we have the woman. She's dressed in white, which represents innocence. Her crown and belt of flowers symbolize wisdom. She's coming with the power of nature, of balance. She's grounded. The lion, of course, as we said, represents strength, and that symbolism of the woman and the lion together it's interesting. It's even suggested here that it might be I've written here that it might even be symbolic of the fairy tale of Beauty and the Beast, where you've got this idea of unlikely unity and trust between two entities that come together to create something fabulous. So that is the Strength card. I hope you have really enjoyed listening to the symbolism of this card. It's one of the cards in the deck that has a huge amount of symbolism within it. I do hope you're enjoying this series. And of course, our next card is card number 9, which is the Hermit. And we will also be looking at the Strength card reimagined, where I look at a series of cards that take you right through what happened before, after, in between. We've got New Vision, and we have got Vice Versa Tarot to look at. And that will also give you a different perspective on the card. So our next card is the Hermit. I do hope you will join me for that card. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.